Over a period of 10 years, the accounts payable team at the Islamic Development Bank have processed more than 64,000 invoices for vendors and employee expenses. This does not include operational data such as project disbursements. What we are looking at is the accounts payable process in its full complexity. It is not humanly possible to make sense of this data without help, so we turn over to the Variant Explorer, which bundles together similar cases. The process starts when the vendor creates and sends an invoice, which is received and posted in SAP. The invoice is then cleared and the accountant prepares a payment. This is one variant of the process and it covers 31,000 cases. We can see here that there are 271 different variants or ways in which an invoice can be processed. By adding 2 more variants, we see that one of 2 approval workflows is invoked. From here, we can select individual cases for closer examination. It is important to note that this view was not designed but discovered from the data. This is an important distinction between process mining and traditional reporting. In traditional BI, we would need to know the process before we can measure it, and any divergence between the expected process and the actual data would risk invalidating our measurements. Here, we start with very few assumptions about the process. After connecting the data from SAP, the process mining engine automatically discovers the shape of the process. It also discovers operational parameters such as time. The 2 charts on the top show us the flow of invoices over time and the corresponding monetary value. The following charts show the cycle time, the number of corrections, the rework rate, and the rate of automation. By focusing only on local vendors, we notice that cycle time has increased from 16 to 21 days, whereas other metrics are roughly the same. On the contrary, foreign invoices are processed in 6 days on average. The overall volume of payables in the last 2 years is 742 million riyals, but it cost us 808,000 riyals to process these invoices. We know this because we are able to measure time on an activity basis and link these activities with HR data of the individuals performing them. It cost us 1 riyal in order to process 1,000 riyals worth of accounts payable. So our AP overhead is 1 per 1,000. We can look at the process cost of different regions or departments. We notice, for example, that the majority of the cost is borne by the HQ in Jeddah. This is not surprising, nor is the fact that on an activity basis, Jeddah and Dhaka have higher average cost, owing to the mixture of activities and the skill sets at these 2 locations. By projecting the cost on the process diagram, we get insights about which parts of the process are most expensive and how best to optimize the process. We can also compare processes from 2 locations, taking for example Jeddah as benchmark and comparing with various hubs. Focusing on highly repetitive activities with high cost, we can identify good candidates within the process for automation using robotic process automation or other technologies. We can also estimate the ROI for various levels of automation per activity. The conformance overview compares the historical data against a standard model of the process. Any deviations are classified, quantified, and analyzed. Here, our conformance rate is 94%, 3,500 invoices are compliant with the standard model, and there are 8 types of violations. We can see the compliance score over time, where we notice occasional dips in compliance. Notice how the non-compliant cases are taking 20 days longer, even though having fewer process steps overall. By opening a specific violation category, we can see more details about this type, and we can run an automated root cause analysis, which finds that the majority of the violations are associated with a particular company code. We can further examine these cases in the Variant Explorer, where we can spot patterns and zoom on individual cases. We have seen how process mining can help answer complex process-related questions that were not feasible at scale with traditional BI approaches, such as time, cost, efficiency, and compliance. But the true power of process mining is not in locking down watertight answers to specific questions, but rather in opening up horizons for new questions. Whereas with traditional BI, if you ask a specific question, you will get a specific answer.